episode 19. This is part 1, and we're joined again by some familiar faces. I'm Blaže, the GM. I'm the poor unfortunate that has to watch everything I know and love get killed, murdered, destroyed, and robbed of all its valuable possessions. We are joined by Andy in the top left, and then Mike, Joe, and Waleko. And before I talk about the game, what have I been up to? Been playing Dark Souls, been going through my New Game Plus mode on that. Found a boss that I missed the first time around and had a very jolly difficult time defeating it. It made me very happy, especially when I got its health just nearly down and then it killed me. It's like, check my heart rate and it's like, it's like, oh yeah, Dark Souls, you still got it. I was a bit disappointed on the first playthrough actually about how easy most of the bosses were, but I think that might just be in part I've played too many Dark Souls games now. It's like they need to ramp the difficulty up so much that it's obscene. I don't know. But so been playing Dark Souls. Been watching Game of Thrones. It's good. I like Game of Thrones. Anything else? Watching Adam Cobol's Office Hours. It's pretty good. At some point, I might actually watch Adam Cobol do some Let's Plays, because he has a bunch of them up. I know he has done Let's Plays of the Shadowrun games. Might have a was it them? I've still got Shadowrun Hong Kong sitting in the wings, waiting for me to get round to playing it. Yeah, and Deus Ex Mankind Divided. That one's coming up at some point. I'm looking forward to that. But speaking of games I'm looking forward to coming, Cyberpunk 2077, which is coming out in 2017, a year from now. I'm so looking forward to that. It's done by, what are they? Project Red, the people that made Witcher. They are.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Witcher DLC coming out. Yes, looking forward to that. That's some good times. Other than that, been melting in hot weather. It's been quite sunny, except for today. It's kind of grey, but still really warm. So it's like weather forecast is like, it'll be slightly cooler today, but very damp, so it will feel muggy. Anything else I've been up to? Nah, not really. Chilling out, relaxing. Played some Dark Heresy on Sunday. Managed to not have the Inquisitor kill me this session. It's Dark Heresy, if you're not familiar with it, has a system of fate points, which are essentially like lives in Mario. You can use them to make rerolls, you can use them to get you out of stun lock and things like that, and they refresh each session, but you can also burn them, get rid of them completely, to avoid dying once. So if you have 3 fate points, you essentially have 3 times you can die without dying. And I started the game with 3. I now have 1. Both of them were burnt by the Inquisitor trying to kill me, or going to kill me if I didn't use one to miraculously avoid any evidence pointing to me. It's bad, because the Inquisitor is totally evil, but not evil. But we can't say he's evil, because he's the Inquisitor. He'll kill us if we say he's evil. So it's been fun. I have to admit, I've spent more time worrying about whether the Inquisitor's going to kill me than the actual overarching plot of the campaign, because I'm just like, no, my boss hates me. Speaking of bosses, work's good. Can't complain about that. Well, can't complain, but not gonna. It's pretty work-like. Go in, do work. Let's see, anything else? Nah, I think that's me done. So, Andy, how you been doing? Feels like it's been a while since I saw Brodgar. Was the last time in the fungal forest?
Yeah, it was with the Satyr guy.
You were in the Belkane players.
Yeah, that Brodgar forgot all about, so that was a great trip.
Yeah. Nice little knock on at the end of that. But tell me about you. What you've been up to?
I've been up to a lot of Overwatch open beta that ended today. So that has been taking a lot of my time that I should have mostly been using on working for my school projects.
But yeah, school projects. I've seen like a lot of people have been playing Overwatch, but I have zero idea what it is. I mean, is it a first-person shooter?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it a
Yeah, it's kind
MMO
of like
thing?
Team Fortress.
It's Team
Ah.
Fortress and League of Legends mixed into one game. I guess it's a
Okay.
pretty easy way to describe it.
Okay.
yeah, it's for well, the playstyle isn't like League of Legends.
No, no.
It's like TF2 with the payload stuff and that, and then
okay.
it has the characters have like ultimates and some abilities that are based on that character. So that's where it's like I think Total Biscuit called it a hero shooter.
Okay.
So you have like a hero that you choose. He has abilities, and then it's a first person PvP shooter. Then finished series 4 of Doctor Who last weekend. That was pretty good. That was
who's the Doctor in season 4?
it's the 10th Doctor, so David Tennant.
Ah, okay.
It was his finale.
I feel like there are probably Daleks in that one.
Probably. I'm not gonna spoil it. Yeah, but that was
Season 4 has been long. We're British. You can't spoil Doctor Who for us.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. No, it was the master. The master was there.
Oh,
The Master's always there, man. The Master's always there.
wait, is
Like,
anyway?
like season 4 is when the 10th Doctor dies.
Okay. See, my memory is too bad.
See, when you say Season 4, I was thinking, ooh, John Pertwee. Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
you're not talking about the
Yeah.
originals.
Yeah, like I said series 4, but like they call the
Oh, the
BBC
new
a
one.
series. Yeah. So that has been a thing.
Now, how's those school projects going?
I returned it today. It's all right, and now I have 2 weeks to make it better. Like it was a midway point kind of return. So now I get some peer reviews from it, and now I have 2 weeks to stare at it and then finish it all in one night.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of finishing things all in one night, and projects for things, there was a university essay, whatever you call them. Yeah, essay, not essay. Thing that you have to write and hand in. My God, my brain is not working at all today. And I was doing it in the library at like 3 a.m. And I didn't realize that the library actually closed. Like, I knew that the door's locked, but I didn't realize that you were supposed to leave. So, the security people do a really amusing thing. I mean, it's probably very amusing to them, but to me, it wasn't. So they come over the tannoy and go, okay, we're closing, we're locking the doors. And it's like, okay, that's fine, I plan on staying here till the sun comes up, so yeah. And then they just started, like, making creepy ghost noises into the speakers. And you have to imagine I'm just in this completely dark, except for my laptop, library in the basement, and it took me a good minute to realize it was the speakers and not just my brain falling asleep and hearing weird things. And I was like, what? And then, once they get your attention, they're like, but seriously, if you're still in the library, you have to leave. And I was like, oh, wait, no, that's me! So, side note, but yeah, amusing story from my university. But yeah, how's the weather where you are?
It's very sunny and windy and getting warmer, but it's never like hot here in Finland. So it's like I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts, but it's not hot. Like It's just warm, nice and warm.
Okay, dokes. Okay, so Mike, when was the last time we saw Tal?
I think last time I was helping, I think I did the first round of Etterblot, where we ran around, killed some
Killed the jackals.
jackals. There we go.
Yeah. That was the first round of Etterblot. Secured the trade route. Yep.
Yes.
So you're
That was a good
probably
time.
invested too in finding out who this Apophis is. But yeah, so what have you been up to in the last 2 weeks then?
I did pick up Dark Souls 3, first Souls game, and I've been enjoying it. Other than that, just excited for Witcher 3 DLC. Started playing that again. A little Overwatch too. I enjoyed that.
How have
I
you,
finally moved to Days.
How have you been finding the difficulty in Dark Souls 3?
It's a manageable difficulty. I feel like the game is interesting and complex in the way, like, I'm supposed to approach enemies, and I feel challenged by it, but I don't feel like it's overwhelming.
Okay.
Like, I tried to play Bloodborne, and I guess maybe it was that the style is more, you have to dodge everything because there's no shields or
anything.
blocking, and it was just unfamiliar. I didn't like the whole style of, to be defensive, you have to interrupt their abilities rather than dodge or block them. It was just unfamiliar and weird, so I didn't really get into Bloodborne, but I really enjoy the way like a classic Dark Souls game works.
Okay. I was thinking more specifically, how are you finding the bosses?
Well, for me, they're pretty difficult just because I'm not used to the way Dark Souls makes you play.
Okay.
So, like, I think I killed the big old tree, and that was fairly challenging for me. And then I think I'm on the Crystal Sage, and the Crystal Sage has been pretty challenging. Maybe it's just because I can't figure out which one's which.
Okay.
But
I was just wondering because I found quite a lot of the bosses were quite easy for me, and
Yeah.
I was having most problems with the things in between bosses, just because it's like, okay, it killed me.
yeah,
That happens.
I'm okay with
quite a
the
lot.
overland enemies being almost more challenging sometimes than the bosses. I think the bosses is just because the style of the game is so risk reward, where if you know how to play and you're good at dodging, it's more likely that you will be able to dodge the one big enemy's attacks repeatedly than you will a bunch of smaller enemies that are going to surprise you because there is not a giant health bar at the bottom warning you to just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll be able to swing at something.
Yeah, and that might be because I'm dodging a lot, and the bosses I had most difficulty with were the ones which don't have like the big "I'm going to attack you" whaboof. The
Yeah.
faster bosses, especially ones that had off timings in their attacks, where they do an attack that feels like it should be faster, but it's slightly slower, or they do a combo where there's a delay in it.
Yeah.
I found those like quite difficult. The most difficult one, definitely he was a quick one with one particular one that was.
There was what is it? I ended up buying it mostly because I was watching Adam Coble play it, and I think I watched him play the Abyss Watchers boss fight, and that one looked like it was pretty tough, just because like it starts off and it's like, okay, this seems manageable, and then like he lights on fire and everything goes to hell.
Yeah. No, I think I had a bit of problems with him on the first way round, but then magic, which makes the first stage of that fight quite easy. Just like, are you distracted? Fireballs.
Yeah.
But anyway, we should probably stop talking about all the things in Dark Souls.
Yes.
Have you watched any TV shows?
Not particularly lately. I want to go see Civil War maybe tonight.
It's good. I would recommend it.
I hear it's really good, so I'm really excited for it.
Oh, Batman v Superman?
I have not.
Well, it's better
That's the
than
one I
Batman
have
v
not done.
Superman.
I had a feeling.
I mean, I want to say it, but if you're gonna go watch it, I can't. But You get me?
Probably. I will. I will.
Yeah, it's good. I definitely
Looking forward
enjoyed
to
it.
it.
So, been watching any YouTube series? What, anything good? How's the weather?
Weather's nice. It's getting summery, and now that I'm awake during the AM instead of the PM, I can enjoy the sunny weather instead of just having to sleep through hot days. So that's nice.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay then. So, Joe, what have you been up to? When did we last see you? Was it last
Saw me
week?
1 week ago. Of course you did.
You know, of course I did. What have you been
Yeah,
up to?
I mean, not much
How's
can
your
happen in a
shelf
week
growing?
other than absolutely beautiful weather in England, which is shocking. So, going out with the kids quite a bit. Not my own personal kids, the kids I work with. I've been canoeing down in a lake, which is pretty cool. Went out to a park, all that jazz. And just spent a lot of time out in our playground, getting a bit of a tan, which is odd for an Englishman.
Yep.
I even enjoyed the Sunday going out again because it was just so hot. I got the girlfriend to ride her bike, and she's absolutely shite at riding her bike, so she barely managed to go even half the distance I cycle to work every day. And before she sat down on a bench, she went, "Oh, I'm too tired." And I'm like, "I do this route every day. What's the problem?"
Well, I'm sure I can make her feel better by telling you I do not know how to ride a bike. I never
Damn.
learned.
She only just learned. I taught her. It took a while. She doesn't know how to swim either. She's not a very active person. Whereas I with my job, I'm going out all the time with the kids, canoeing and shit, and I do kickboxing every Mondays and that. So I'm fairly active myself. So by comparison, I can just like keep going for ages, and yeah, just complete opposite. It's quite funny.
So, other than torturing your girlfriend, what have you been up to this week?
Well, other than being physically active, God, played a couple of board games, standard stuff, really. What am I? Still watching Daredevil, and
I need
still
to
catching
start
up on Walking Dead as well. Nearly finished that one, and of course Game of Thrones, because that's a thing now. Got to keep up with that. Though it's a bit weird because I've read the books, so. And it's sort of it's its own storyline now because it's so different from the books where it is. It's like it's kind of gone off in its own split parallel universe, and I'm watching
completely fine with that.
I'm watching it and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? This shouldn't be happening. Or where the fuck is this character? And
see, because like people that read the books are really good at being like complaining about things in the series. So when I got access to the books, I just didn't read them. So
they're
that
good to read.
They probably really are, and I probably some decade in the future when the series finishes will go and read them. I'm sitting on a shelf at my sister's house, but until then, I'm not going to touch them because I though I don't read books as much now because I watch a lot of YouTube and play a lot of computer
Because
games.
I'm too lazy to read.
No, mainly just I have other things that I do now. But I used to read books like a lot, and it's like the same thing with when you're watching a good TV series. I'll just binge through a book.
Totally. Yeah.
One book I am looking forward to, Patrick Rothfuss, the third one in The Name of the Wind. Whenever he gets round to releasing that book, I'll lap it up. Have you read it?
I've not. No. Read that
I recommend to you The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I also recommend to you, God, what's the second one? A Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. And I also recommend the third book, which isn't out yet. I think. I hope it's not out, because if it is out, I look like a complete idiot. But I feel that if it was out, my sister would have told me, because she stalks Patrick Rothfuss on the social media. But yeah, sorry, what are you up to? How's your week going?
Speaking of sisters, that's well, I should have been meeting up with my sister because she's been on a 6-month tour of Asia, but her flight got delayed, and so she's not actually going to be back till tomorrow. So that's why I'm here. Otherwise, I'd be out eating in a restaurant somewhere. But
I know,
no reunion is happening today.
It's good. It's good. It's much better to enjoy the calm comfort of dice, be they virtual or real. Okay, so Lolico, what have you been up to in the week since I saw you? You were the last session.
Yeah,
You
I
were
was,
both of the Etablot sessions.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
I was in both. What have I been up to? I also played Overwatch. Good game, but I don't think I'll buy it. It was good.
Very
Well,
expensive.
yeah, I don't think it's
That's
worth
why.
the asking price.
What are you charging?
$40, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dollars. That's nothing. It's like what, 50 pence?
It's a fun game, but I don't think it's worth $40. Either way, what else have I been up to? Besides Overwatch, nothing much. School, projects. Yeah,
How's
need
the weather?
to. Oh, the weather. It's getting better. It's been better. It's threatening to rain. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow will rain. I don't know.
Okie dokes. Okay. Watching any TV series?
No,
Watch
I
any
don't
good
watch.
YouTube?
No.
Listen to any good music lately?
Oh, music. Nothing new. I listened to the Radiohead album. It was okay, I guess.
Speaking of music, I endorse the Nicki Minaj parody video, Anaconda. It has a very cute chibi.
Okay.
Of all the things, I did not expect to hear that. Okay.
Me neither.
I must reiterate the parody version, not the original version.
Yes.
No, man, it's all about the original. Nicki Minaj.
I have to admit, after watching the parody, I did go and listen to the original a couple times. It's not that bad. But anyway, moving forward, this is Beyond the Bridge, as you're all aware. But for the non-existent audience that I like to pretend I have, Beyond the Bridge is a open-ended world thing in which there's a town called Haven and players called These Lot, and they meet up in Haven, the town, wander around and generally murder things that have no purpose living, find ruins, kill monsters, make merchants cry, that kind of thing. So I think if you're unfamiliar with what it is, just go and watch an earlier episode, and then come back and watch this one. Right, you're back. Excellent. Haha, cinema magic. So today in the world of Beyond the Bridge, it's the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. So let's go through you all, find out who you're playing and what you've been up to in the downtime that you've had on your hands. So, Antti, who are you playing?
So, I'm playing Brotka. He's a dwarf cleric who is slowly growing his beard and hair back from some terrible accident. And he likes fire. He is from the light domain, and he likes drinking and all the dwarf stuff. And he's not the brightest guy of the bunch, but yeah, he enjoys adventure and burning all the monsters that live out there in the wilderness.
And I am right in thinking that you're the same Brotka that lit a big bonfire in the center of town, danced around
Yeah.
naked and got locked up.
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Excellent. So what have you been doing in your downtime?
So actually, I have this story planned up. I'm going to gather supporters,
Okay.
but I'll tell you what happens if I get any. But like, if I don't get anyone, then let's just say that Brodkar has been drinking away his worries.
Okie dokes.
Now I need to find the
So
Find
D20
the
plus your level.
game. There. Hold on.
Hey, if you have a story, make it an inspiration one.
D20 plus
Plus
My
your
le-
level, plus charisma. If you have no supporters already, minus
I-
2. And
Yeah.
if you can describe to me something heroic that you previously did, then you have inspiration. And I believe, not inspiration, plus 5. And I believe that you, Antti, cleared Belkane, which counts as a heroic.
it counts as a heroic action, but Brodkar kind of forgot about it. So he came with those. There was a half elf, and then there was some other. There was this warlock he kind of remembers, and he came from that adventure with some gold and a potion with him, but he doesn't really remember anything else that happened on that trip.
Mysterious.
He assumes he killed a lot of people or monsters or whatever there was, but he heard that the warlock guy saved his life, so I don't think he can take honor from that.
So if you want to make the roll, and we'll see how it goes for you.
I hope this works like this.
It's 12.
Well-
I believe that is a singular supporter.
Yeah, it's one follower.
Cool. So what's do you want to tell us the story of how you gained this supporter, or are you wanting to save that up for inspiration down the line?
I can tell it now. So this comes from the bonfire I lit up, and the guy whose beard I burned and all that stuff. So there was this guy watching on the sidelines and thought that this was a pretty cool thing to do. And he came to me and told me that how about we start making this a regular thing, he spoke about possible bonfire festivals in the summer and all that stuff. It was this pretty young thug looking human from the back streets, and he was like this could be something for the young people, and I like setting up fires, so we decided that we'll start planning this summer festival thing where we burn some fires around the town.
So have you perhaps been going around the local farms and getting straw to make effigies, or is this strictly wooden pyres?
It's wooden pyres for now, with this current plan.
Okie dokes. So yep, you've got your supporter. So
Yep.
Let's see, Mike, Heather,
Yes.
who are you playing?
So I am playing Tal, the Wood Elf Monk. And I think she's been helping out the Alchemist a little more. And I think I bought a potion for 25 gold
That's correct.
from them. Yeah.
Well,
So I probably helped.
you helped purchase ingredients with which the
Yeah.
alchemist made a potion.
I got the ingredients, helped him make, or so he could make the potion, and got a discount for it. Yeah.
So 25 gold and 1 potion of healing. So do I
Done.
have a name for him?
I think we did, but I don't know where I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I remember it starting with an A, but that's about it.
Oh, I've got too many notes. I need to write these down somewhere at some point. Really do. But yeah. In the meantime, Joe, who are you playing?
I am playing Robin Hedgehopper, the wee little halfling paladin. And as there's not much that is interesting to build currently, I think I'm just going to continue to gather support.
Very good.
Having saved the town of Etterblot, has Robin got a heroic deed in his name?
Unfortunately, no. The saving of Etterblot is not a heroic deed, mainly because of the mercantile nature of Etterblot and the fiscal reward that comes from it.
Oh, just saving a town. That's not heroic enough anymore. You gotta save cities now. I see. All right. Well, let's see how this goes.
The alchemist is Andrei Achille,
Andrea.
and the alchemist is Iron Flask Brewery.
Yes.
Cool. So is that one Saboto?
That is one. Yes.
Excellent. So what are you at now?
5.
5. Excellent. And Waleiko, who are you playing?
I'm playing Rakust, a dwarf fighter that got what's the word? Exiled? Yeah, exiled from the Empire. He used to work in the farms and stuff. In my downtime, I've been gathering support, spreading the word that I helped Etterblot.
Okay.
So I have an heroic deeds.
No heroic deed for Etterblot.
Oh, sorry. It's 2d4 for that, then.
It's 22. Yeah, it's a very good roll.
I added the heroic deed though.
It's a D4.
You last session you told me it was a heroic deed.
Oh.
No, I don't think that's accurate.
I'll go check it on the YouTube on the next.
You can check it on the YouTube, but by then it'll be too late.
In the
so,
break.
Roll the D4.
1d4. All right, I'll take the 4.
What does that put you up to now?
9 followers.
Excellent.
Getting there.
So yeah, you spread dissent about the Empire, and it seems especially young people in the town of Haven are like, yeah, what's the Empire ever done for us? You get a couple of the old naysayers going, what? Oh, well, the Duke, he helps finance the great heroes who have saved our town from monstrous beasts. But for the most part, people leave you alone to speak your words, and you manage to get a couple of people's ear bent to you.
All right.
Especially when you tell them like the tales of hardship that the Empire inflicts upon all. The Emperor is here, Palpatine. He summons you. Okay, so I think we can fade on down into the Last Hope, which is the big wooden tavern in the center of town. Outside it, there's an old withered tree stapled to it with various postings, some of them quite old and tattered at this point, like torn off by wind or muddied by water. Inside the tavern, there's this stone-lined like fire pit with a spit for roasting thrust across it. There's an old wiry man moving around and wiping down tables with a wet flannel, and there's a kind of rough and tumble looking fellow sat in a corner with a serious scowl on his face. I think, Robin, you would actually recognize him as a person that gave you the middle finger when you passed him leaving Haven, if you can remember.
No, that wasn't me. No, I've heard of this middle finger man. That wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you. Okay. God damn it, who was it? See, the problem is I didn't write in my notes, person gives middle finger to party. Like, that wasn't important enough for me to write down, so I've just... let's see... Oh, Auntie, you would recognise him. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Grothgar would recognise him because he's the person that came out of the cave in the forest.
Oh.
If you remember Hentai suggesting that he should tell you what was inside, it's that fellow.
Yeah.
So we fade in. It's early morning. You're all sat round a table in the Last Hope. Last Hope for good wine, good ale, good mead before you go any further west. So maybe some of you have porridge, or cold slabs of meat and cheese and bread. Maybe some of you are taking the more liquid approach, and you have flagons of ale or mead. But the issue here is, you've all decided You wanna leave. You wanna go do something fun, but you're not quite sure what. And my chair's squeaking. So, kick it off. What do you want to do?
So you say the ruin requires the removal of a curse that maybe too much for us to attempt. It's certainly
may be,
interesting, but
the removal of the curse on the fountain of ever-flowing wine will require more than like a simple player casting a spell. You'd need to hunt someone down with appropriate knowledge or find something particularly useful in this line of reasoning. But Xiao Di has, I believe, offered a reward, or has he just suggested
there's a
interest?
reward for.
Yeah. He's offered a reward for the finding of the ever-flowing Ua,
Yeah.
which is said to be linked to this fountain, meant to be a religious artifact that he believes, for some unbeknownst reason, to still be there.
Maybe we could go down there then. Also, there's the monstrous creatures to the north. Although I feel like going that far north, it would be best if we all had horses. I
true.
gather you do not have horses.
We'd have to acquire them from the stables.
Indeed.
I don't have a horse.
If that was something you were interested in, does everyone have money for a horse?
It's 25 gold to rent a horse.
To rent, yeah, or 75 to buy a standard one, I believe.
Buy. I think I'm 5 short of purchasing a horse, but I'd be fine for renting one. I think
Now, that's if we're going to go that far north.
heading to New Foreign sounds like the most noble thing we could do.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Obviously, Zaudi's reward for that wine vessel from Melanthor is probably our most profitable adventure, and it is noble to slay the orcs who have desecrated the temple. So I'd be
They're
up for
both
either
in the
of those.
north, actually. So, I mean, alternatively, we could heal some sick people
On Vigil?
in Vigil. And of course, there is still the matter of that undead in the ruins of Valkheim. Vigil's not too far away from Valkheim, actually. Oh, Belshame, sorry. We could possibly go to Belshame first and then head up
To Vigil.
northwest up to Vigil. That is bearing in mind it might, because Belchame's been fairly cleared of all ne'er-do-wells other than that undead underneath it. So it should be fairly straightforward to break into that tomb, cleanse it, and then head on up to Vigil to do some further cleansing of ill people instead of undead.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
So yeah, either we head north, or we do the not so far option of going to Belshame. I would probably prefer to go north, because not many people, like a lot of people, have ventured close by to the town of recent times. Not many people have travelled far out.
Brodka was once to the north, but he doesn't remember about the trip very much.
I've never actually been very far away from the town.
Yeah, me neither. I've never needed to rent a horse,
No.
just to show how near I've been.
I suggest we go north
Mm-hmm.
and go a bit further this time.
Okay, that's 2 votes for north. What do the others feel?
North after Belkheim? That's
No,
think-
Belkheim would be
Belkheim's
just
east?
staying. Belkheim is sort
Or
of
west?
southwest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so we would head north. I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we head north and then maybe check out the ruins, and if that seems like something we don't want to do, then we can just, because I think by the sounds of it, Forund is further on north than the ruins.
I think so. I know the ruins are, I think, due north in
Yeah.
about 4 days. I'm not sure if it's 4 days on horseback or 4 days with a really good athletics check, but
Question: What do horses actually sort of mechanically give us?
Mechanically, they give you
Yeah.
a thing.
Oh, a thing.
Rules.
I like things.
Rules. God.
Yeah, I can't actually find it down.
Do.
Yeah, do they give us like double speed? Or do they give us something different?
It means that you can quicken pace each day, regardless of whether you've used athletics to navigate, and you can
Right.
push them to travel immediately 1 hex, but then all the mounts have to test against exhaustion, and exhausted
Okay.
mounts can't quicken pace nor be pushed.
Okay, so we can go fast and then we can go super fast if we really need to. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely getting horses would be good if we're going to go that far north. How are people for money?
I'm good. I can even share some money to help buy. If
Well, I'm going to be
it's
buying a
needed.
horse. If someone needs to spot a couple of gold, I'm happy to give it to him.
Yeah. How much
I'm also buy one.
does it cost to buy a horse?
75, I think.
So horses.
Hey.
Unless the price has been lowered because of the Duke's sponsorship.
No, the
Have they
price
lowered?
is the price is still the same. It's just the business is doing quite well. The
So-
sponsorship is
No
mainly
kidding.
that the Duke is using the horses as mounts for the Ebonwing mercenaries who are
Yeah.
roaming around the Haven area, establishing law and order.
Hmm.
Every tree and rock will know that it is an edict passed by His Grace von Eristoff.
I have a great mental image of the Ebonwing mercenaries walking to literally every rock and tree and telling them about edicts, because that's about how useful they've been. But
Well, you just have to imagine
Matter.
them telling the Duke that they've done that, and then cut to a scene of them sat on a big boulder, like chugging ales, going. Because I mean, so
So-
far all they've done is take the Duke's money and report a bunch of, oh, there was a beastie there. Oh, there was a beastie there.
yeah,
Very amusing.
So looking at prices of horses, a riding horse will cost you 75, but you also need to get a saddle for 10, or you could pay 20 for a military saddle, which will give you advantage on checks to avoid being dehorsed.
oh, interesting. I think for today I might just rent, because I think I'm 5 short of buying a horse, and I don't want to bother with buying a horse if I also have to spend a bunch of gold on a saddle. So whatever we find or are rewarded with, I'll invest towards a horse next session.
I'll buy one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be buying one as well.
Grotka will also be buying one.
Okay. You don't need any
So-
extra money to do that, or are you okay?
No, I'm okay.
Cool.
Um,
Well, it sounds like you're all getting ready to head north, buying up some
Yep.
horses. So I suggest we take a 5-minute break.
Alright.
Yep.
You'll
Sounds good.
sort out your horse situation, and we can start up with heading north, or
Okay.
talking to people about heading north. We'll see what you want to do. So, if you're watching this, well done. You made it through 40 minutes. I feel sorry for you. But there's more. There's more on the way. So stay tuned.